Welcome back to Odoring's Homes and Gardens. Let's go now with Morty as he discovers a new solar system.
Goodness me, Chris, what on earth are you up to?
I'm collecting some solar energy.
Well, would you like to tell me about it?
Out on the roof, I have 18 square metres of solar collector, and when the sun's shining strongly like it is today, I'm collecting a lot of heat via water, which is heating firstly our domestic system, and because there's so much coming in today, I'm storing it away under the house for a rainy day.
How did this all start? You obviously have a passion for this.
Well, I sit in the sun and I know there's a lot of energy out there, and everyone knows that. They get into the car on a sunny but windy day and they feel that it's lovely and warm. So I wanted to catch that heat, and I did some research and found out that it's not that hard to do, and there is a tremendous amount of measurable in kilowatt hours energy that can be easily collected even at this latitude.
Can you give me a sort of a guided tour of what happens once you've collected the heat from the panels outside? What actually physically happens?
The centre of the panels comes in virtually at this point here, and I can either feed it to the main tank or feed it to the auxiliary tank. And once the auxiliary tank is too hot, I then send the water down to the heat sink underneath the house.
And the heat sink is what? Describe it to me.
There's a 5,000 litre fiberglass tank with a heat exchanger in it.
Lordy, and that, what, under the floor?
Yes, we built out over it.
It seems you have considerable thermal storage here.
Well, that's true. When the tank is at its hottest, which is the late summer, at 48 degrees, it is storing 150 kilowatt hours of releasable heat, and that is the same as having a 2-bar heater on continuously for 75 hours.
How do you take that heat out?
Just by natural leakage into the house. Because it's under the house, it naturally leaks out.
Concrete slab?
There's a concrete slab as well as the tank there, and energy goes into that slab first if I want it to, and it heats the slab up.
In terms of sort of appliance of this for the average domestic user, what are your opinions?
Well, you have to be enthusiastic about it, and you don't have to necessarily be in a big scale like this. Even a third of my size can be quite a subsidy to a household consumption, because my first one was a third the size. So there are all sorts of alternatives, and there's plenty of energy out there for everyone.
Can you give me an idea of the benefits?
The benefits are that you can save money with a solar collector. I mean, anybody who knows anything about it will tell you that. And people are still making them and building them and so forth. But we do have cheap electricity in this country, even though you might disagree.
I do.
But it is cheap.
It must lessen pollution that you don't have open fires and you're not drawing on resources.
That's certainly true. I find that the fire doesn't get lit many evenings in the autumn and spring, just because the energy that I've collected during the day will get us right through the evening.
Well, having been involved in this for over 10 years, have you got any tips or hints for those that would like to do it themselves?
I would most sincerely encourage anybody who's teetering on the shan't I verge there, and certainly encourage them to research and experiment, and there's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of problems to be solved, but there's a lot of rewards.